tell you why that I think it's important for me to deal with this tonight, because talking about haters, like, I don't throw that word around, but I'm using the terminology because that's, usually how we define a certain level of opposition. And it's a very real thing. But I want to give us some language about what is happening. And I want to give us some leverage so that we don't get caught up in a cycle that's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to take us backwards. It's going to cause us to regress, and it's going to cause us to regret. And I don't want us to forfeit what is for us. Right? I don't want us to forfeit what is for us. And so let me say this as we're starting off. And again, thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys that are hitting that share button and putting this in a group or inviting somebody else to come in, because I believe that tonight is going to be something that is really, really going to help us. Let me begin, though, by telling you why I think it's important for me to address this. We're coming into another season, right? We're coming into another season in the natural. We're coming to another season into another calendar year. We're coming into different seasons. The seasons are changing. One of the things that happens when we are, I did a pop up, a purpose pop up a couple of nights ago. And if you missed it, make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel so that you can go watch it. And it was called "What's Your Exit Strategy?" And in that purpose pop up, I talked about how a lot of us are saying, "Oh my goodness, this year was just a mess. I'm ready to jump into 2022. That's the year. That's going to be my year. That's the year that I'm going to focus. That's the year that I'm going to, you know, jump off and do all this great stuff. And I'm going to progress and prosper and all of this good stuff." But I talked about how you have to close out something before you open up something new. And even spiritually, and you're going from faith to faith and from glory to glory, which means you're leaving one place and then you're going into another place. And so what I said was that we want the position without the transition. And so we want the position of something new, something better, something higher, but we don't transition properly. And a lot of the times we don't know how to close out certain things in order to open the door for new things. And so some interesting things begin to happen when we go into a place of transition. Some interesting things begin to happen when we leave the lobby, as I like to say. Some interesting things begin to happen when we make a decision to not be where we were. Interesting things begin to happen when we are ready for new. Thank you guys. I'm just being led to deal with this tonight. It's something, like I said, that I haven't dealt with in years and years and years. And I felt like it was really important for us to deal with this, right? So let's deal with it. So here it is. What really led me to dealing with this tonight is something very interesting. And I know that this is happening to you all, but you can let me know once I say this if you are noticing this as well. When it's time for a major transition, it doesn't matter if you are getting ready to come into a birthday, like especially when you get a certain age. Coming into your birthday, you begin to experience a certain level of internal turbulence, mental turbulence. Something starts to change and happen differently. Anytime there is a major transition in your life, for some reason, it seems to set off a certain level of turbulence. Anytime you're about to go into a new level of your purpose or start in a new career or, finally launch something that maybe you have been procrastinating on, or as I'm dealing with tonight, even leave one year and go into a new year, something really interesting starts to happen. Like I said, you start almost attracting turbulence. People start stirring up mess. It seems like think relationships start getting very strange and strained. It seems as though something's in the water and something is in the air. It seems as though it was like everybody was good, and then it wasn't good. And then it's like you can't really put your finger on exactly what changed, but what you've noticed is something is off. Something is crazy. Something is happening. Is that anybody, has anybody noticed that every time there is a shift, every time there is a transition, every time there is a pivot, every time there is a move, thank you guys that are saying yes in the comment section, that all of a sudden, and thank you guys that are sharing. I see y'all tagging your friends and family. Listen, get them in tonight. This is very important because I feel that this is about to be something that you're going to, if you have not already started experiencing, that you're going to experience in a very rapid way over the next few weeks. And I'm not saying this in a way of, get scared, go tuck your tail and hide. I'm saying it's going to happen, but let me give you a strategy so that it doesn't knock you backwards. Let me give you a strategy so that it doesn't catch you by surprise. Let me give you a strategy so that you don't let them see the old you, that you don't resurrect that you that you thought you had buried and put down. Let me give you a strategy, and let me give you clarity about the real purpose, why this is happening to you. A lot of the times we think that things are happening to us, but they're actually happening for us. Can I say that again for y'all in the back? A lot of the times we think things are happening to us, but they're actually happening for us. And tonight I'm going to identify 5 main reasons why these I want to call them pop up parasites and these pop up predators, all of a sudden are popping up in your life. Because again, it's this place of transition. It's this place where things are turning. It's this place where something is closing out so that something can open up. Something is dying so that something else can come alive. And so at the ending of something, all of a sudden, you got pop-up parasites and pop-up predators. So you're gonna get one or two type of pop-ups, right? You're gonna get a whole bunch of folks that's trying to leech, that's trying to jump on and to pray, to PREY, even though they'll make it seem like it's a PRAY. And they'll jump up and they'll start trying to connect real quick. Have ignored you all year, has not wanted to talk, has not wanted to connect, hadn't liked any of your posts, hadn't showed up for any of your events, hadn't supported you in any kind of way. But you'll see that in a season where you're supposed to be shifting, all of a sudden you get pop-up parasites. Hey, I was just thinking you were in my spirit, you were on my heart, and I was just trying to see if we could get together. Or you know what? I saw your little thing that you were doing, and I was just getting ready to say. All of a sudden, these pop-up parasites. Am I talking to anybody tonight? And then on the other hand, you have these pop-up predators, who all of a sudden you're saying, huh, what, wonder where they been. I hadn't heard anything. And then all of a sudden they're saying, you know what, I've been waiting to get with you. I've been waiting for us to connect. I've been looking for us. And then you had posted something and I saw that as a sign. All of a sudden you have been with your head down, minding your own business, and you just been plugging away at what you feel led to do. And it's like all of a sudden something jump off and you're saying, what now? Whether it's in your family, it's like, what in the world? Can we just close out 2021? All of a sudden you start noticing foolishness popping up. Old relationships, your old boo. What? Where you even been? All of a sudden, I'm going here tonight. All of a sudden, those DMs start knocking. What? What in the world? All of a sudden, or all of a sudden, somebody say something slick to you or about you, and it gets to you, and you hear it, and now you at a place of decision. Wait a minute. See, something. They try me. I hope I'm helping y'all tonight. All of a sudden, I'm telling y'all better watch me. And these next, I'm trying to count y'all down. See, it's November 1st, right? And I wanted to do a prophetic pop up or a purpose pop up to encourage us to say, but no, I need to talk about something because you're in a place of transition and I don't want you to count it strange. When you out here, trying to close this year out, when you out here trying to position yourself, but all of a sudden, don't count it strange. Why is my name in their mouth? I don't even know why y'all talking about me or thinking about me. I've been over here doing good, minding my own business, trying to pay the business that pays me. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to mind this business, and that's it. I'm just trying to pay attention to this. That's it. And all of a sudden, what in the world has happened? I'm telling you what's happening. It's because you are, and I want you to be encouraged. It's because you are entering a season of transition. You're about to close out a season and open up a new one. And usually, when that happens, this spirit of distraction and disruption, this spirit of discontentment, some type of discombobulation, something with a any kind of dysfunction, right? Discrimination, dissension, some kind of shows up. And if we don't know how to conduct ourselves, if we don't know how to dust off our discernment, we are going to respond inappropriately. Uh-oh, we're going to respond inappropriately. And so, for those of you all who are getting ready to shift or are in a place where you're trying to plan your next purpose or the place in your purpose, or you're trying to prepare to transition out of 2021 into 2022 and stuff start popping off, I want you to understand why. So here it is. And thank you guys for sharing. Listen, tag your folks because I'm going to give it to us tonight. Real, raw, and relevant. I'm just going to call it like it is. And this is something that I've seen over and over, I've experienced over and over. But if we don't have a strategy, if we don't have a way to stop this cycle of things that come up to sabotage us, to stop us from securing our next level of success, we're going to miss it again. And I don't know about you, but I can't go through another cycle of the same. Who is this for? I can't go through another cycle of the same. I feel like I've covered too much ground. Who am I helping? I've just covered too much ground to go backwards. I have just worked too hard on myself. I have just focused too hard on what I'm called to do. I have just worked on and concentrated on being healed and concentrated on to be distracted by this foolishness. And usually it's the same foolishness. Y'all ain't tired of my name yet? Y'all ain't tired of screenshotting my stuff yet? I'm still the hot topic at y'all lunch. It's the really? This is still happening. Listen, be not dismayed. Whatever betide. I hope I'm helping. So let's deal with this tonight. And I'm going to give you 5 um, reasons why you have these haters, as I'm going to call them tonight, that are causing you to feel a certain kind of way because we've got to respond appropriately. And so, first of all, let me make sure that I identify haters because let me just say this because I want us to rightly divide the word of truth, right? We need to understand that when I am dealing with this tonight, I am not talking. How can I say this? Hear my heart, y'all. Understand that dysfunction distorts discernment. And so, if you are dealing with some places in your emotions, in your spirit, in your mind that is dysfunctional, that is not whole, that is not, you haven't fully matured in some areas, it will cause your discernment to be dysfunctional. It'll distort it. It will distort it, and so you'll think that something is what it is not. Um, uh, I'm not a hater if I am unresponsive. I'm not hating. I'm just not interested. Can I help us? So sometimes people think we hating, and sometimes we think people hating on us. No, 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 no. I'm not hating. I'm just not interested. That's for somebody tonight. And so hating is not people that just happen not to be interested in something that you're doing. Maybe you're not speaking their language. Maybe maybe that's just not something that is is something that they can relate to. Sometimes it just is that that's not who you're called to, or that so we have to be very intentional about our ability to discern what is hating and what is not. So just because somebody is not all up in your face, and just because somebody is not trying to be in everything that you're doing, it not necessarily is because they're hating. They may just not be interested, or it could just be that they are not aware. A lot of the times we can think people hating on us and they actually have no idea that we're doing anything because we ain't even making enough noise to get their attention. Now, listen, I don't mean to teach you this, but let me throw this in, especially some of you guys that are entrepreneurs and y'all out here thinking people hating on your services and your products and stuff. You ain't making enough noise for them to even be aware that you're there. You're halfway posting. You haven't invested into a coach or a strategist or a mentor or a branding expert to help you position and package your products correctly and properly. And so people are not they just didn't even notice. Who even knew? So a lot of times we in our feelings about the wrong thing. I just need to make sure that I'm helping us before we get here, because I don't need us amen in the wrong corner and signing off on stuff that's not even appropriate. So let's dust off our discernment and let's Febreze our faith, right? So that we can properly divide this word. So when I say, so let's give me, allow me to give you some clarity about haters. When I say haters, I'm actually talking about people who are trying to demean you. And so they're saying things that try to tear you down, try to belittle you, try to make you feel as though you are insignificant, or that you are inadequate, or that you are incompetent, or that you are, or they're trying to, they're trying to demean you. That's a hater. I'm talking about someone who's trying to intentionally distract you from what you should be focused on. So if you're trying to focus on your healing, if you're trying to focus on self development, if you're trying to focus on a project that you're supposed to be working on, and they're intentionally trying to distract you and get your eyes off of it because of their selfish ambition, because they want you to pay attention to them and not progress, because they want you to stay on their same level, because they don't want you to do more than that's the hating. I'm talking about people that try to discredit you. They're trying to drag your name. They're trying to scandalize you. They're trying to, every time somebody says something good, they try to counter that. They try to bring your past up, or they try to talk about you from an expired state. Man, that was good right there. They're trying to talk about the you that has already expired. Oh yeah, yeah, that was me, but that's the expired me. You should have thrown that me away. That was no good. Heck, I threw that me away. No, this is the new refurbished me, and you're still talking about the expired me. You should throw that out, because that old me, that stinks. You trying to put new wine in old wineskins. And so I'm talking about those people that are trying to discredit. And I'm trying to talk about the people who are trying to destroy, trying to destroy your efforts, trying to destroy your self-esteem, trying to destroy your confidence, trying to destroy your ability to move to the next level, trying to destroy your spirit. Who am I helping tonight? And so when I'm talking tonight about haters, I'm talking about those people, and those people who are trying to do those things to you, to your efforts. And let me just say, haters have no respect of person. They listen, they have no personal preference. They will be everywhere. They'll be at your job, they'll be at your church, they'll be at the family reunion, they'll be in your house. Who am I helping? And so they can be your colleague, your church members, your family. They don't have respect of persons. They just pop up whenever they need to pop up. This is what they will do. And so haters are the reason. If I can just help the people tonight, thank you guys for tagging folks and jumping on and sharing. Haters are the reason a lot of us, if we tell the truth, we masquerade in mediocrity. If we just gonna tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, haters are the reason why a lot of us have underutilized and underexposed our gifts, our talents, and our potential, because these haters are giving us hell. Is this mic drop Monday? These haters are giving us hell. That's just what's happening. And they are giving us hell on earth. And so they're just giving they giving us hell, fire, brimstone, graveyard, dust to haters. And so a lot of the times when you get to the point where you sick of it and you say, you know what, y'all can have all of that, what will happen is you will say, I don't want to move forward in what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, because the haters will say, you know what, I don't want to be criticized. The haters will get you to the point where you say, I'm over it. Y'all picking at every single thing I do. I'm helping somebody. We saying these haters, every single thing that I do, y'all got something to say. Nobody's trying to do it. Nobody's trying to help. I don't see anybody trying to support, but y'all doing a lot of this and none of this. We've got to say this. They make us feel rejected. They make us feel like, you know what, I'm just not going, I don't want to move forward in my purpose because I'm sick of trying to help people, trying to position myself for a better and to be a benefit, and I've got to deal all of the time with feeling rejected. Haters, if that again, the terminology that I used before, people that are trying to demean, distract, discredit, destroy. These are the people that I'm dealing with. They'll make us feel exploited. They'll make us feel like I am sick and tired of my good being evil spoken of. I am sick and tired of being taken for granted, taken for a fool. I'm tired of it, and I'm tired of being left alone, abandoned. I'm tired of being used up and then discarded as though I'm not anything. And so I've got to get to the point where I understand why there's a hater in my life. There's a hater. And so I'm convinced, and I'll just say this: I'm convinced that people hate on what they don't know, can't do, or are unable to understand. And so if they don't know how to do, if they don't know it, and you know something, they're gonna hate. If they don't understand how you get to do it, and how you're able to produce it, they gonna hate. If they can't understand it, if they can't figure this out on their own, they're gonna hate. So I want you to understand, though, that there is a correct way to respond to them. Now, I need us to be clear that haters gonna hate, right? If to see who you are, just look at what you do. And so there are a lot of people who try to say, "That's not who I am." Is it what you do? Because haters gonna hate. So our point is to not get caught up in the fact that they are haters. What our responsibility is to be able to discern why they're being dysfunctional, right? So we need to understand that. And so I'm going to give you 5 main reasons, and I hope this is good to y'all tonight. Listen, if this is something if this message is right on time for you, can y'all put a number 1 in the comments? I just want to make sure that I'm talking to the right people tonight, before because I don't believe in wasting oil. And so before I pour out this purpose pop up and give you guys some strategy, y'all throw them ones in the air. Let me see them in the comments. Thank y'all so much. I just need to make sure I'm talking to the right people, and I need to make sure that I'm talking to people who are in a season where they feel like they're being discredited and they're being distracted, and people are trying to demean them and trying to destroy their efforts, and trying to discredit all of these things. Okay, I see y'all in the comments. All right, thank y'all for joining. Thank you guys for sharing. I say, all right, well, I guess I'll press on and see what the end is gonna be, right? I appreciate this. So here we are. Let's deal with this. 5 reasons, and I hope y'all are taking note tonight, because I'm going to expose this thing so that you can understand what it's here for. So, number 1, the first reason why you have haters, and and everything's going to start with a P, because y'all know I love alliterations and I love stuff like that to help you all. But number 1, haters are here to push you. Uh-oh, bet we didn't see this coming. Number 1, why do I have haters? Number 1, their haters are here to push you. Here's a mic drop, and we don't see this all of the time, and sometimes we don't even understand it, but I'm gonna help you with something. Haters make you greater. Uh-oh. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Haters make you greater. We don't think so. We don't understand it, because here is the truth, and we're just gonna tell the truth. Sometimes it's only because we have something to prove that we'll do better. Sometimes it's only because we have something to prove that we'll go further or accomplish more. Listen, think about it. Think about it. It's only when people say something crazy that you say, oh no, she didn't. I tell you what, I bet I won't mess up again. I bet you won't catch me slipping next time. Haters will push you. They will say, wait a minute, I finally have something to prove. Because can I tell y'all something? Our family and friends sometimes mean well, but sometimes inadvertently they will pacify what needs to be pushed. I almost got up and ran. Can I say that again for y'all in the back? Sometimes, if we're not careful, our family, our friends, they're well meaning, but they will pacify what needs to be pushed. They will give us amens and ahans and hype us up when they really need to say, sit your tail down somewhere. Where they really need to say, baby, that was off. Where they really need to say, take that post down. Where they really need to say, I hope to God that is not the flyer you going to put up. I'm talking about haters will push you where sometimes well-meaning people will pacify you. They will make you feel content in your complacency. And we don't understand sometimes those haters come because they need to push us instead of pacify us. A hater will come. Can I tell y'all some of the most authentic people in the whole wide world is going to be your hater? You want to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That hater will look and say, I mean, it was okay, but you should have cleaned up your house before you posted that picture. What? Or they should have said, you should have adjusted that wig before you went live. Huh? Or, child, that was a flyer for what? Oh, I thought that was an obituary. What? Haters make you greater. They will push you. And sometimes, again, inadvertently, the people that we love so much, they will coddle us and they will put us in a position that we're being pacified. And so we're complacent. That facade of familiarity because they don't want to hurt our little feelings, because they want to keep us close, and because some of us don't know how to handle criticism and critique. We say we want the truth, but we can't handle the truth. And so those haters, baby, they have nothing to lose. They don't give a flip about your mama now. They don't care anything about you crying and looking crazy. They're gonna give it to you. Right. And so sometimes we get so upset about our haters, but haters will push you. There was a gospel song years ago, and if you know the lyrics, just give me an amen. It was all about haters, and we didn't even realize that we were singing it. It was about haters. It said, they said I wouldn't make it. They were talking about haters. They said I wouldn't be here today. I came old school. They said I would never amount to anything. They who? The haters. Listen, they've been around forever. This is what they do, man. And so we don't even understand. Haters make us greater. We get so offended. And a lot of the reasons why we're so offended, can I tell you, it's that people pleasing paralysis. We are so worried about performing and pleasing people that anytime somebody says something to us, we get all in our face. Well, they just saying that because they hate. No, they just saying that because it's true. They just saying, I can't believe you showed up to that event wearing that. And you in your feelings. Haters sometimes will make you greater. They'll push you because they'll question your ability. They'll push you because they doubt you. They'll push you and it'll make you say, hey, wait a minute. Let me, Drake, the psalmist, he said he had a song called How About Now? And he said, and it was to his haters. He said, because I'm up right now. And you stuck right now. See, you thought had it all figured out back then, but how about now? And so those haters, man, they'll give it to you. The haters make us greater because they put us in a position where we've got to go in and say, uh-oh, let me go back and see, is this what I really thought it was? So number one, haters, they will push you. Number two, because again, why am I doing this pop up, this purpose pop up, is because as we're coming into this season of our next, things are going to start showing up. People are going to start showing up. Situations are going to start showing up. And we have to make sure that our dysfunction doesn't distort our discernment. And we have to make sure that we are responding appropriately when these things start coming up in our lives. So the real purpose of these haters, people and things that try to demean and diminish and destroy and distract you, number one, to push you. All right. Number two, haters are coming to polish you. Ooh, y'all thought I was gonna go off on haters tonight, but I'm helping better than y'all posting in the comment section. To polish you. So let's think about the word polish, the action. Polish is an action. So polish means that you refine something. It removes the dullness and makes it glossy by creating or rubbing for friction. Ooh, Listen, can I help you with something? Have you ever dealt with somebody that rubbed you the wrong way? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Haters create friction. This is what they coming to do. They're coming to create dissonance. They're coming to rub some. See, a lot of us, I'm just going to help us in this place. A lot of us, we think we so refined. We think we are at this place, but a lot of us are still rough around the edges. Uh-oh. A lot of us still got some raggedy, jaggedy edges. And depending on what side you wake up in the morning, depending on how close people get, you might cut somebody. Uh-oh, it is quiet tonight. But haters polish you because they'll cause friction. And you'll be saying, oh, not them again. Man, I remember I used to be a part of this ministry, and there was this person that was a part of the ministry that was, I mean, mean as fire, just evil. And I would be like, Lord, she don't ever miss a meeting or rehearsal or event. Will she just stay home? Can somebody let her know she can rest? I feel like her whole mission in life was to give it to me, until I realized that the friction she was causing in my life, number one, it was pushing me to do some things different. But number two, it was polishing me. It was rubbing me the wrong way so that I would change some things. I need to tell you something, because we don't want to admit this, but sometimes we can think more highly of ourselves than we ought. Sometimes we don't think. We sit there and we think we have it together, and like I said, we have people in our lives who pacify us when they should be priming us and pinching us and pushing us, and we don't even understand this. And so, haters, man, they don't tell us what we want to hear. They tell us sometimes they take great joy in letting us know something. They'll say, time to refresh that wig, ain't it? Them haters, they rough, boy. They listen, they will give it to you. Them haters will say, well, good Lord, them shoes probably they done had it, hadn't they? Them haters gonna say, hey, how many times you gonna try to fit in them jeans? You just them jeans screaming mercy. Them haters gonna say, I mean, how is it that you wearing a high dollar watch, but you can't even buy a lapel mic when you go live? It sounds so hollow. What's going? Them haters, they take great joy in saying, oh, you was singing the other day and you was a little pitchy. I was trying to get with you, but you was a little, you was just off. I couldn't hardly take it, huh? They take great joy in causing friction. But baby, one of the things that will happen is they will, and listen, they the first to point out errors. Um, did you mean to post that? Them haters, they gonna give it to you. The scripture that you were looking for is Psalms 148 and 2. Baby, they will hear me. You want to be on your P's and Q's? I'm trying to help us because we think it's safety with our friends and with our family. But again, sometimes they pacify what needs to be pushed, them haters. And so guess what happens? I bet you before you post again, you're gonna double check that spelling. I bet you before you do something else again, you're gonna put some extra effort in. You're gonna practice a little harder. Yeah, I can't hear y'all in the comment section. What you talking about over here? Those haters will put you in a position where you say, wait, what? Because we have to understand that we you get to the point they polish you because you start saying stuff like, you know what? I ain't I ain't giving them nothing to talk about today. I promise you one thing. I bet you I'm gonna be on point today. Huh. I'm helping y'all. They're polishing you. They don't even realize it. They're doing it with evil intention. But somebody remembers the Bible. It says, and what the enemy meant for evil, that thing turned it. And so they think that they're demeaning you. And if I can just get y'all to get out of your feelings and understand that there is a purpose behind this, the purpose is to push, the purpose is to polish, you'll begin to say, huh, let me shift that thing. Let me change my perspective. Let me promote my perspective about this thing. I hope I'm helping. And so haters make you greater. I'm trying to help us. Number three, the real purpose of your haters. That's what I'm talking about tonight. Number three, the third reason why we have haters, everybody take a deep breath, to punish you. Ooh, this not going to go over well tonight. Number three, We have haters to punish you. See, I bet you didn't see that one coming. I bet you see, we're all familiar with the word of the Lord when it says in Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived that God is not mocked. Whatever it is that you sow, you're going to reap. That's biblical. And it basically reminds us, don't get it twisted. If you put it out there, it's going to come back. We don't like this. This might not be what you want, y'all, but it's what I got for y'all tonight. So, some of us are getting haters because we're getting back what we put in. Ooh, think back to the times where you have been so critical with your critical tail. Oh, you just sit back. Ooh, why you wore that? Ooh, child, I don't know what he think he doing with that, but you sold that bad boy, and guess what? You gotta reap it. What about that time when you were being judgmental? Can't believe she got pregnant. Ooh, and look at her. That's what they get. And ooh, she ought to have known better than that. And then all of a sudden, when it happens to your daughter, when it happens to your son, you mad at everybody because they talking about them. Don't y'all be talking about my children. Hold on. Because when Sister Sally's daughter went through it, baby, you had a lot to say. Now you want a grace you didn't give. I almost ran. Let me try to hold my seat. Can I say that again? Now you want a grace you didn't give. Sheesh. Follow peace with all men. Hell raisers. Follow peace with all men. You sow peace, you're going to get it back. But baby, the hell that you sowed, it got real quiet. I knew I wasn't going to get much through here. Yeah. Let's talk about that time because I want all the smoke tonight. Baby, listen, something happened when I turned 44. You can get it. And so, let's think about the time when we've been self-righteous. Self-righteous. Oh, Jess. The God I serve. I just wouldn't no. You want a grace you didn't give. Listen, just go ahead and breathe and just ask God to give you the strength to make it through this season because you reaping. I'm trying to help us. We wonder why we got haters. No, because we forget they coming to punish us. Yeah, that cycle just coming back around. It's just, that's why you have to be careful how you talk about people. You have to be careful who you put your mouth on. All of us have been guilty when you've been unforgiving, held your mouth, gave people the silent treatment, had conditional love. And then when you get it back, you want to look crazy. I'm just I don't know what's happening. I'm just a victim. No, you're not a victim. This is that punishment. Be not deceived. You just reaping it. Go ahead and take that whipping, baby. You want a grace you couldn't give. And so then when it starts happening in your family, well, y'all just need to just move on. People human. Wait a minute. Because when it was my turn, I should have known better. When it was my turn, you ain't have nothing for me. Don't call me. I ain't got it for you. And then, y'all, I can't hear. When you were inconsiderate, vindictive, mean, we don't like when it comes back around. Did you not think that there would not be a time where that thing will come and bite you in the butt? Be not deceived. So we have to be real careful. And so when some of the times when we say, I don't know why people don't receive me, my heart in the right place, but it seems like every time I open my mouth, people got something to say. Wait a minute, let's remember when you were on the opposite side and somebody else was up there trying to say something and trying to do, and you were sitting there, child, I wish she'd sit down. Child, we shook a hand for her. Honey, she need to sit her little tail down. I don't like her lipstick. I don't like how she wear her hair. Now you finally got the courage to step out there and do your thing, and somebody post something ugly about you and you about to faint. What happened to your bold tail when you were doing all the talking? Now you a crybaby. Oh, it's quiet. We can dish it, but when it's time for us to eat, we want to weep. I thought y'all wanted this mic drop Monday. I think y'all want to go now. Huh? We have to be mindful. Sometimes what we sowed in our childhood, we reap it in our children. I remember my mama, she's on. I remember when my mama told me, because baby, that mouth on me, what? I used to give it to her, baby. And she said, it's all right, because one day you're going to have a daughter. And baby, you're going to look up and you're going to see yourself. And I be just doggone it that my one daughter, whom I love, gave it to me. I had to hurry up and come up with a strategy. Ooh, and so we want a grace that we will not give. We have to be mindful. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know who this is for, but especially if you feel like you're about to come into a season where you need God to move on your behalf, or you're about to come into a season where you're about to step out on faith, or you're about to come into a season where you're about to launch something new. I want y'all to understand this is the time to either dig up those bad seeds or plant a whole bunch of good ones. Because I don't want you in the place where you think it's your reward season, that your reap becomes the thing that makes you weep. Woo! It's Mic Drop Monday, so I'm gonna give it to you like I got it. Don't let your reap be that thing that makes you weep. For the people in the back, don't let your reap be the very thing that makes you weep. And so if you feel like you're about to come into a season where you need good things to happen for you, baby, you better find every good seed you can muster up. Um, when I teach prophetic positioning, one of the things that I teach when I do prophetic activations is this prophetic activation where we pull up bad seeds. We say, "Wait a minute, I need to go back in that ground because that's a prophetic principle that for as long as the earth shall remain," Genesis says, if there is a seed, after some time, there'll be a harvest. And so I do a digging activation where I have to go and dig up them things. Lord, I was sorry about how I talked to them people. Lord, forgive me for the times where I was so judgmental. Forgive me for the times where I was so condescending. Forgive me for the times where I just misunderstood. Forgive me for the times that I turned a deaf ear to cries for help. Forgive me for the times where I just didn't care. Because I don't want to reap that. Let me dig that back up. Now that the eyes of my understanding have been enlightened, as a matter of fact, let me find somewhere to sow some good seeds. Let me find somebody that's good ground, and let me name this seed, and let me plant this seed and say, "Woo, this is so I can reap in a different kind of way." I don't want the thing that I reap be the thing that makes me weep. And so our haters show up sometimes to punish us simply because we're reaping and we're trying to operate in a grace we could not give. But let me tell you why it happens. It happens because it gives us a heart of compassion. Sometimes until we've been through something, until we've seen it happen in our own lives, with our own children, in our own ministry, at our own job, sometimes we lack the compassion that's needed to comfort, to convert. So it gives you a heart of mercy and understanding. You're able now to empathize and not be so judgmental. And can I say something? Can I drop a mic? And you can't be great without grace. Man, I don't know who that was for. I felt the wind right there. You can't be great without grace. For the people in the back, you can't be great without grace. So I need grace. I need grace to help me move with the right attitude. One of the things that I am most proud of is that everybody that really knows me, people that work with me, have always said, even my Apostle Eckhart has always said, you just have such a supernatural mantle of grace upon your life. And I said, it's simply because I've needed a supernatural measure of grace on my life because I got tired of reaping bad seeds. I got tired of being in places, and I just said I need grace, and I need a whole bunch of it. So because I understand the prophetic principle of reciprocity, I said, let me sow a lot of grace. Grace is not, and can I just say this? And one of the things that helped break and that will help you break. If and I don't know why, I really feel led for this. If you struggle because you've been in ministry and you were raised in a very a conditional, judgmental type religious environment, one of the things that you have to understand is that grace is not a license to sin, it's a license to win. We don't need a license to sin. We were born in sin. We were shapen in iniquity. Our default already was destruction. And so a lot of the times we've been so afraid to extend grace, but because we think grace is a license to sin, sweetie, listen here, men and women of God, grace is not a license to sin. Grace is a license to win. We don't need a license to sin. We do that by default. Understand that the cross was the detour. Man, I don't know. I felt a shift in what just happened. But the cross was the detour. Our destination was destruction. The cross gave us a detour. It said, wait a minute, you don't have to go that way. And so when we're afraid to extend grace to people and we think it's because it's a license to sin, if I show them grace, that's going to be their license. Baby, I was born with a license to sin. Grace gives me a license to win. It gives me an understanding that I don't have to go left. And so when I see that I'm in a place where I am reaping judgment and nobody will listen to me and everybody take everything I say the wrong way, it could be that those haters, that thing is coming back to give me a heart of compassion, to give me a heart of understanding. Number 4, 2 more and I am out of here. I just felt led to do this purpose pop up. I didn't do a mic drop Monday last Monday because I'm busy. I'm really busy. I got a lot going on. Let me pause and say before I get to these last two. We only have 4 spots left for my new virtual accelerated VIP day. And so if you need to sit down with me and build out your 2022 plan to profit and progress in your purpose, in your business, in your ministry, then my suggestion would be that you go to ourvipday.com or you go to dralisahoney.com and look for a VIP day. And I now have a virtual option where you can work with me one-on-one. I only had a few spots available that I'm working with people. I started last week, and today I'm talking about I've been helping people learn how to monetize their platform, how to monetize their products, their projects. The whiteboard, I took out the whiteboard and we've been mapping out how to move forward in 2022. And so if you have not already grabbed your spot because you need a profit and purpose VIP day, go to rvipday.com because I think we only have 4 spots left. And I'm doing this up until the end of the year because I want you to get it together. And so grab your spot, make your investment yourself so that you give the hater, if you, let me keep going because let me get out of this haters because I need y'all to understand this. But listen, book your spot. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Figure out what you need to do. And if you're not already connected with me, stay connected because in a few weeks we have something big that we'll be launching as well. So make sure that you guys stay connected. So number 4, number 1, we found out that our haters are here because they're going to push us. Number 2, they're here to polish us. Number 3, they're here to punish us. But number 4, our haters are actually here to protect us. Oh, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Our haters are here to protect us? Couldn't be true. Say it ain't so. Yeah. A lot of times when we're focused on our purpose and when we're trying to reach our goals, we leave ourselves unguarded. And then when things happen, when people betray us, when people don't support us, when people leave us hanging, we're devastated. The rug got pulled from up under our heads. But can I tell you something? Our haters give us a crash course in survival. Man, I'm helping somebody. I see people promoting their perspective already tonight. They're saying, wait, what? Yeah. Your haters are giving you a crash course in survival. What they're showing you how to do is how to guard your heart and how to protect your emotions. They're teaching you how to dust off your discernment and Febreze your faith. They're showing you that your dysfunctions is what's distorting your discernment. They're showing you how to be wise. I'm trying to tell y'all. They're showing you probably better get a plan B just in case I don't come through. They keep us from feeling like we have no anchor. Haters make us greater. I hope I'm helping. And so we don't even realize why we're out there fighting and acting crazy. Y'all remember the story of Joseph? What seemed bad? These haters are really protecting me. Y'all threw me in a pit. But because I was in a pit, I didn't get polluted. Somebody, y'all better come on. But because I was in a pit, I didn't get prostituted. But because I was in a pit, I missed the plague. Yeah. Who is this for? And so we are so caught up on the fact that, oh, everybody hating, they looked over me and they left me hanging and I reached out and nobody wouldn't even support me. Baby, they just protected you. They protected you from having an unhealthy codependent relationship. They protected you from your reliance on somebody who is fallible, who does not have the human capacity to be able to support you in everything that you're trying to do. Haters make you greater if you don't get nothing else. So we didn't even realize that here our haters are. They're protecting us. They're protecting us from the spirit of enablement. They're protecting us from creating false idols, from making them the source and the strength of our lives, because we can operate in a spirit of idolatry this quick. We can be able to see people and say, you know what, they're the greatest, they're my God, I just want to live and breathe them, and then they do something to us and we think, oh God, I can't breathe, I can't live. Wait a minute, what? No, your hater just gave you a crash course in survival. Haters make you greater. They just protected you. You didn't even know that you had a weak heart. And so now that somebody's hurt your feelings, you saying, oh, Lord, I didn't even know. Let me go get a heart checkup. I wouldn't even have known. You didn't even know that you had a vacillating mind. You didn't even know you were double-minded until somebody said something and got you twisted. And all of a sudden you start saying, now, wait a minute. Have you ever been in a situation that hurt you so bad that you said, I know one thing, I'll never end up in that situation again. I bet you one thing, I'll never be in that place again. Baby, your haters just protected you. They just protected you from the pit. Ooh, this ain't what you want. I can't even get an amen in the comment section. Yeah, you being protected. Sitting there mad and angry and upset, but no. You're saying, you know what? That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. I don't know why I sat there and allowed myself to think that somebody, a one human person, could be the source of my financial well-being, my emotional well-being, my spiritual well-being. Why would I think that? I put them in the wrong place. And so when life went, uh-oh, and you saw them for who they really were, you saw them for the manipulator or the abuser or the exploiter. You said, "Oh God, I'm devastated." Wait a minute. There's a sign of protection. Hey, I bet you next time I bet you dust off that discernment then. I bet you now you can smell a fool a mile away. I bet you now you can say, something don't sit right. I see my hater protected me, and so I know what crazy looks like. Oh, I know what a manipulator looks like. I know what a narcissist looks like. Yeah, I know what a slick Rick looks like. I hope I'm helping y'all tonight. And so, last but not least, number 5, the last thing that haters will do is haters will promote you. Haters will promote you. Did you know that haters create platforms? Ask me how I know. Haters create platforms. I remember when I was first moving towards social media live, I didn't want to do it. And I had a lot of people that were very oppositional about that. So when I started, people started talking. And the more they talked, the bigger my platform grew. The more they talked, the more people started showing up with me on Mondays. The more they talked, the more people start discovering me. And the worse they talked about me, the more emphatic people were to find out who I was. Who is this woman? Who? Well, child, let me go see what she's talking about. Send it to me. Share it to me. Send it to my inbox so I can see what she's talking about. And next thing I knew, something happened. There was a conversion. It's funny. Um, I think people don't really know that social media is really a analytical harvest place. It gathers information, and for those of us who are in business, we have to use those analytics to help us understand how to position and identify our market and our products and our programs. And so, what we do monthly is we go in and we evaluate. Our metrics, we need to see, where are people looking at us from, where are people engaging with our post from, are they men, are they women, what city, what state. And it's so funny to me that the biggest majority of people that watch my stuff don't like it, don't share it, don't buy it, are the very people that do not vote with me. I'm trying to tell y'all, haters make you greater. They will promote you. They will create a platform for you. And you're wondering, how is it that I'm still relevant? It's because haters make you greater. Y'all better hear me. We like to be so caught up in the fact that they're saying bad stuff. I wish they'll keep my name out of their mouth. Baby, it's making you relevant. And so now somebody else, do you know? Y'all got to think about it. Haters make you greater. They create platforms. Do you know why Jesus was able to have multitude? People don't want to talk about it like this. Why did Jesus have multitudes that followed him everywhere? Because people were gossiping and talking about him. Y'all need to see this man who's saying all this stuff and have the nerve. He think he's so smart, and they say he performing miracles. And do you know they say? And then he got the nerve to have a group of guys with him, and they walking around. What? Let me come see. Let me see, hon. I need to figure that out. And before they knew it, they come looking for one thing, but there was a divine conversion. And all of a sudden, now they started off as haters, but now they're followers. Man, listen, that's what conversion looks like. I hope I'm helping. And so when people are gossiping, when people are lying, when people are slandering, understand, hear me, when they placing you in their mouth, understand, you have to just say to yourself two words: free publicity. I'm I'm trying to help. I'm trying to get you excited. Free publicity. This gonna help somebody because I'm sick of y'all. They always talking about me, and every time I look around, they got my name in their mouth, and they always talk about what I'm trying to do. And free publicity. I noticed that I can post something, and some people are smart. They know that you can see them in your stories, right? And so what they'll do is they'll get somebody else to go look at it and then go share it with you, or you can see when people send your post to in somebody else's mess. You can see it, and you can track exactly the city and states where they're coming from. But listen, free publicity. I ain't even because at the end of the day, we have to get to the point where we understand that the Bible says something that is very critical and important and relevant to us as we move into what it is that we're called to do. He says, "My sheep know my voice." He never said all sheep know my voice. The problem is y'all think y'all for everybody. And so you're people pleasing, and you're trying to position yourself and be promoted, and all these people, and then get in your feelings when they don't respond. Listen, those not your sheep. Those are not your people. And so, because we're so afraid to move out into, do you know that the people that have embraced me the most, and the people who have responded to me the most, and have invested into my courses, and have sowed seeds into my life when they hear messages like this, or, when I do prophetic pop ups and they say, Dr. E, what's your cash app? I just need to put a seed on that word. Or they say, Dr. E, how can I work with you? What's your link? I need to. Most times it's people that I've never met until I started having these live events. And they're all races and all ages, all denominations. And so I realized that a lot of the times we are cultivating this culprit called complacency. And it's because we stay under this facade of familiarity, and we're afraid to go ye out. And find people that actually respond to us and that actually want what we have. Listen, be not deceived. Hear me, y'all. Don't waste your oil. Stop. I don't even know how I'm going this way, but let me just give an open rebuke. Stop casting pearls to swine. Now, what I am saying, so that we don't operate in a spirit of offense, because that's biblical, those weren't my words, is a lot of the times you're not seeing reciprocity on your seeds, on your investments. And it's because you're casting pearls to swine. Understand that swine means I am trying to relate to a species that cannot translate what it is that I am saying. Y'all better hear me. And so if I'm taking pearls that were meant to be an adornment, an enhancement, something of value, something that actually has something associated with it, and I'm casting them. First of all, I'm casting them, which means I'm discarded them, and I don't see that they have power and potential and prominence, so I'm casting them. Secondly, I'm casting them to swine, which is meaning that I'm not even responding to people who are like-minded, my own species, people who think like I think and talk like I talk and hear what I hear and see what I see. I'm going down, I'm casting them to swine. Understand that when a pig translates pearls, the only thing that they can do with a pearl is choke on it or get it dirty. Somebody gonna catch that tomorrow. The only two things that a pig can do with a pearl is choke on it or get it dirty. And so you're wondering why people are misappropriating your mantle. You're wondering why people are exploiting and people are taking you for granted. Could it be that you're casting pearls to swine? It's not the swine's fault. A pig only knows how to get dirty and eat. And so when I catch something of value to something that does not have the comprehension to see and view it as an adornment or an enhancement, then guess what? They're gonna either get it dirty or they're gonna try to eat it. So a lot of you all are wondering, why are you not seeing reciprocity in your seed? Why do you not see the manifestation of multiplicity in what you're trying to move in? Could it be that you've cast your pearls to the pigs? And so we're thinking that people are hating on us. No, they're not hating. They don't even understand the concept of what it is that we're trying to do. No, they're not hating. They just don't even have the vernacular to express gratitude for what it is that we are presenting to them. They're not hating, but they don't have the opportunity to promote their perspective and even view us in a place of prominence. And so we have to be mindful that we shift accordingly so that we're not in a place where we're feeling discarded and exploited and rejected and abandoned. I hope this is helping y'all tonight. So that was my purpose pop up. Listen, if y'all needed this, if this was good, if this helped, can y'all let me know in the